Hey guys, it's your girl Aisha, aka Geek XX Chic, and I am here with another reaction to The Runaways. We are back with season 1, episode 8, which is called Tsunami. So, that title, I feel like that's pretty much what's going down right now. I think it's a metaphor for the entire show at the moment. There's a tsunami going on with the kids, particularly with Molly potentially being sent off to God knows where, and the kids about to potentially blow the lid on what's going on in the Pride to the public, as well as the big shocker from last episode with Chase's mom shooting Victor when he attempted to what looked like he was going to kill his son. And very interesting, I forgot to mention in the last video that future Chase mentioned that he said in that video, do not pick up the fistigons to his dad. Very interesting that that particular refraction from the future came back with that exact warning, because clearly I guess he knew on that day his dad was about to do something real stupid. So I'm wondering what future event outside of the shooting, maybe that was it, but was there a future event that that Chase was trying to prevent by his dad not making that move of, you know, trying to kill him, which triggered his mother thinking the only way to stop him was to shoot him. I guess we're going to see if there are some more repercussions to come from this shooting. We also ended the episode with Nico realizing that Alex has not been 100% forthcoming with how much knowledge he has of maybe specifically about her family, specifically about the password to his mom's or her mom's office. So I feel like we're going to get a little bit more insight into what Alex has been up to before the show started, as far as like us as viewers. And yeah, we might just find out some more interesting dirt about the Pride that we haven't seen yet. And I'm always here for the dirt. You know what I'm saying? Without further ado, let's get into episode 8 and we will chat afterwards, okay? Boop.
You are bleeding. Not as bad as you'll be if you don't go.
Chase! Please! You need help right now, Chase.
Enough.
Oh. It's a family affair.
Why you didn't go to Amy's funeral? How you knew my mom's password? Anything else you've been hiding from me?
Okay.
Were you even talking up until 2 weeks ago, though?
I'm gonna...
Ooh! Dad's pulling out his piece. It's about to get real up in here.
Enough. The last time we got a text with that message, the Hernandezes were found in pieces. I should have done something about that, about her back then.
Let's just keep it cool, Jeffrey.
What's Tina?
Till we know what's up.
Knew it!
Missed something?
I missed something! I'm the one who should have seen it coming. I should have done more. I should have stopped her.
Why are y'all yelling in a cafe right now?
Wow, blaming the laptop for my superior skills.
Ooh! Why are you looking like a microphone, though, right now, Alex?
I can run it, see if anything weird pops up.
Whoa. Uh-oh.
Hey, Amy, you can fix it.
Got this. Bye.
Amy!
I'm so happy we got to see Amy!
Back door to get into Wizard?
Who's your mom?
How is this girl still surprised at all the things that her mama does? That should have been her first thought. I'm just saying.
But you're already rich.
It wasn't about the money.
Kincaid!
It was about beating her just once. Admit to what she did. She'd rather die.
Why are you guys talking about this in a cafe so loudly? This is all I don't understand.
Tina would have been upset, but...
My mom has known the entire time.
I think so, yeah.
And you're mad at Alex.
Everyone. Her laptop was wiped clean, but we never found her phone. Not like my parents wanted to look for it. But there was other stuff missing, too. Her backpack.
The Hunt Framey's phone.
Packing a bag? All right, yeah, I'll come with you.
I'm good, thanks.
Okay, Nico. See, I hate when people do that. They ask for the truth, and they get the truth, and they get all like, I can't believe you said that. Like, you asked for it.
Jeffrey, hold on.
Whoo!
Jeffrey, we're all upset. None
Just about got real. Uh-oh.
Hey, Chase.
I don't got a gun behind my back.
We think of each other like family. Pride.
The creepy,
Take him upstairs.
murderous
He's
family.
got some cuts that need to be...
Yeah, no. No hugs. Too soon.
always...
You're a man now, Chase. Time to stop drinking.
Thanks.
That's a big glass, though, Mom. Whoa. I was thinking like a drop or two.
Mom, what if he doesn't make it?
Then I'm a murderer. Oh, wait, I already am.
You do realize we're not doctors.
Well, not surgeons. It's to medical school.
What a time to figure that out.
He's about to die. You need to do something.
Let me just peel this miracle out of my butt. Oh, really? Now y'all are squeamish?
Hey, can you find me dental floss, needle and thread, and rubbing alcohol? Okay.
She's like anything to get away from this nastiness, yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
Dear God, they just ripped his chest open. Well, so much for him being a chest model.
I think he's just trying to figure some things out. I'm kind of a little slack.
Like how his wife's been banging some intergalactic dude for God knows how long.
To heal itself.
So this is what you've been keeping from me?
Okay, does no one have locks on these rich-ass doors?
Jonah?
Hell no. I wanted to wait till the others left before talking to you about something important. I'm not sure about those people. I'm not
Those
sure what's
people?
going on with you.
Do talk, girl.
Your parents sent me this just before they died.
Yay!
Because you. I kept it because, well, they were special people and I wanted to honor them. They said
Special
one day
how?
you might come for it.
Glowing eyes special?
It's complicated.
That's pretty much life with you, Leslie. Kind of getting used to it now.
This is not the time, Frank.
It is the time, Frank.
Whatever happens here, if you love your daughter, you will shut the hell up and do what you're told.
I'll do what I want. Thank you very much.
Bye. Try that manipulation crap on me just because you're bubble-headed.
Why would you even call me? Why didn't you just go straight to his place? Because you don't want to be alone with him. Because he kissed you. And you don't like him. You like Nico. We should go right away. I'll drive.
Fine, but hurry.
Okay, I don't know why that needed to be all said over the phone. You could have just done that right up in here. Yeah, he called you first, girl, and you had to be all salty like that.
He's dead.
Leslie's face. I can't give you one job. One job.
Would not have wanted to miss this.
You weren't invited.
Thank you, Tina. You always do the right thing.
Okay.
What other choice did we have? Once Frank killed Victor with his magic mittens.
Magic mittens. I like it.
I'll get...
Yo, I didn't know that thing had a travel mode.
Girl, quiet!
Right?
Sorry, that was me.
Yeah, clearly.
Unless that is who you're referring to.
Oh, girl, you need to put him on a leash.
Go down there in the morning if you like. Ahora a dormir.
Sounds good.
Oh, she's going tonight.
Muchas gracias.
De nada.
Estoy súper orgullosa que eres...
Don't hurt
Look
me.
out!
Chase, this is all your fault. Whatever Jonah juice he injected into Victor did something to him. Something terrible. So
She
if
said
anyone's
Jonah
to
juice,
blame here,
y'all.
it's you.
We both know.
Jonah's gifts, and you got success and fame, and I got an abusive megalomaniac.
We know Victor wasn't easy. But if you'd come to us before, we could have helped.
Oh, really? How?
Would any of you have actually stood up to him?
Now, somebody is getting in the goddamn box, and personally, I don't mind if it's Tina. I'm just putting it out there. That's my vote.
Theo, what are you doing with the gun?
I was on the table.
Amen.
You know how to...
Either you get in the box, or your son gets in the box.
Wow, y'all standing for this man. Okay. Y'all be dead. Don't charge it in... Is Robert gonna sacrifice himself?
I have to say goodbye to my son.
Absolutely not.
Janet saves her child, and for that, she needs to die? Yes.
Dude, why don't you just shoot everybody? You're so dumb. Well, why didn't y'all do that before? Jeez.
When it comes for you, go with it.
Have you say, Mrs. Dean?
You need to make copies immediately.
You're gonna blast me with that thing? Go right ahead.
Please.
Smacking you with it.
Hey, enough. Come on. No one enjoys a good catfight more than me. And I thought of you two going out.
I don't speak Japanese. Help. Arigato? Can you not hug? No, don't shake my hand with that now. Y'all shouldn't have done Spike like this, but he did try to kill his son, so. But he's a vampire, it's okay.
What about Vic?
And I prayed to the maiden, the mother, and the crone that there's something on it that leads to the truth.
Why would you not keep that with her at all times? These kids.
Well, should be enough to keep his mitochondria nourished for a time.
Should be.
Yeah.
But we Frankenstein
Is he
him?
gonna be okay?
Frankenstein.
That's what we're all hoping for.
I really want another chance with him, you know? What do you think?
I think he would love that.
I think you are too good of a son for him. That's what I think. A cassette?
What is this?
The rope. Oh God, it's so true. Millennials wouldn't even know what this is anymore.
Come on, faster.
Bring it with you. Oh, show. Why y'all always have to leave me with these questions? Why you gotta leave a sister with questions? Well, guys, that was episode 8, which was called Tsunami. And man, yeah, that's about right. That would be an accurate depiction of what is going on in all the circles right now. Woo! Where to begin? A lot of key things popping up. You know, I love how this show just kind of keeps layering on with this plot. Like, it's such a good, meaty story, which is great in a show like this, because I feel like in this season we're not going to see a lot in the way of superpowers. I mean, we've seen Molly show a little bit of what she can do. We've seen the staff work a little bit, but effects-wise, with the exception, of course, of the dinosaur, the show's really kept it low-key. And I'm okay with it because, like I said before, this storyline is so good. It's so tasty that it's okay. It's actually okay that we're not getting a lot in the way of action and all the cool, powery stuff. But let's just jump into some of the cool stuff we saw in this episode. We found out, which I think I predicted this as soon, yeah, the episode where we saw the funeral, the flashback to the Hernandez's funeral, I said that it was Tina, right? I said Tina must have done that. I'm sure she used the staff to do so. They said the Hernandezes died in a fire, but they just the way you described it, I remember, just made it sound like they're not sure how it happened, but somehow there was a fire and somehow Molly was just fine and all of it. The point is, I suspected that Tina used the staff to somehow cause that death and make it look like it was an accident. And I was right. We have that confirmation tonight that Tina was the last person there when the last time somebody defected from the Pride in a way that she didn't like. So, you know, Tina is, and we saw this in the last episode as well, Tina is cold-blooded. Like, she is, her and Leslie are willing to do anything to keep Pride going. My whole thing is Tina needs to die. I mean, Tina definitely does not need to live. I mean, I'd be fine if she died outside of season 1. I mean, I'd be a little sad because her character is awesome, and it is great to see an Asian American actress get such a cool, meaty, complex role that you don't often get to see women like her in, where she's not, you know, somehow a kung fu siren or something like that. But girlfriend's evil. She's evil. She needs to go. Other huge highlight, we got to see Amy. This is awesome. We've never really seen much of Amy before this outside of the picture that Alex had with all of them together. And then of course, sadly, when we saw Nico remembering the day she found her dead. Obviously not a great way to see this character initially, but it was nice to actually see and hear Amy and get a sense of the relationship that her and Alex had, because it was shown in the first episode that they were close as far as they were gaming together and hung out together, and that her death really affected him a lot more than the group, it seemed. But now we're starting to see finally in this episode why Alex was so ripped up about that. Not just because it was a attempted suicide, but Alex again knew that it likely wasn't a suicide. It was just cool to see her, cool to find out that she was smart, that she also, so, you know, it's interesting because I remember I said, I think the episode where we got to see the flashback of Amy, I speculated that maybe Amy was more like her mom and that they maybe got along quite well. And in a way it sounds like they were like, in the sense of, we heard Amy say that she wanted to compete with her mother, that she wanted to beat her just once. And typically when you have a child that's like that with their parent, it's because they're very much like that parent. You know, they think a lot alike, they have the same type of drive. And it looks like Amy maybe wasn't particularly close to her mom, but she must have emulated her in some way to have a desire to kind of beat her at her own game, so to speak. But she stole, which that was a big shock. Like, I thought of all things that Amy would have just, like, you know, that maybe she was snooping around, found out about Pride, like found the Pride servers, and that's what happened. But she was actually embezzling money, which I don't know how to feel about that. Like, I'm kind of like a bit surprised and a little proud. All that aside, it was still awesome to see Amy again, or not again, but see Amy for the first time and actually get to put some sound and some looks and get a little more context and texture to who she was and what she was up to, and the effect that her death and even the stuff that happened before her death is filtering through into the storyline now. So that's how you do a flashback properly, folks. Then we have the situation with Chase and his daddy. You know, this whole situation is so heartbreaking because, you know, if you've ever known anyone who's been part of an abusive relationship, particularly when that abusive relationship is that of a parent and a child, it's such a tragic one in so many ways, because even though Chase has every reason to hate his father, so to speak, for the abuse, the emotional abuse, the physical abuse, he's still his dad. You know, it's the kind of the curse of children, you know, that even though you may have a parent that just disappoints you in many, many ways and perhaps doesn't do well as a parent, they're still your parents. And it's very hard to just turn off the fact that you love and care about them even when they hurt you over and over again. And Chase is still so young, you know, he's still at that age where he really wants to believe that his dad can be a better dad, and that there's a chance for them to have a healthy relationship. And it's so sad to watch him get his heart broken over and over again by this hope that just maybe this time dad will, you know, he'll stay being a good guy. And that's the thing with Victor as well. We saw it in the last episode with him having the flashbacks to where he started. You know, I think there is good in Victor. I think he does love Chase intensely, but there's just so much going on with him on the other side of things. He clearly has his own issues with inadequacy, his own issues with self-worth. You know, the last episode with him saying things like, I'm trying to make you into a man. Those types of phrases typically they don't typically come out of nowhere. I would not be surprised if Victor came from an abusive household himself and doesn't know any other way to be, particularly with a little boy. I don't think Victor would have ever actually tried to kill Chase. You know, I don't think everyone tried to beat Chase to death. And we saw in that video, as I mentioned at the beginning of this one, in the time machine, you know, Chase warns his dad not to pick up the fistigons. Clearly, these are the repercussions we're seeing here. You know, Victor is now, God knows what's going on with him. And of course, I feel like there's going to be even more consequences that are going to spin out from this near-death experience that's gone on. But yeah, just finishing up on the whole Chase thing, it is very sad to see that, you know, he's kind of in this sad cycle with his dad. And I don't know what it's going to take for him to finally come to the realization that he can't do anything more. Like, Chase has been as good of a son as you can be when you have a father like that. And there's a point where you just kind of have to step back and say, you know what, I can't do anything more. You need to change. You know, you need to approach me when you're ready to rebuild this relationship in a healthy place. But I do feel sorry for the group because Alex went through a lot of work to get that information. They're probably not going to get the chance to get that kind of info again, but we did see Amy's phone. We know this is probably the last potential piece of evidence that they'll have against their parents that they'll be able to use, and now they know, unfortunately, at this point, they can't trust Chase. The whole Victor situation, how this little gunshot that changed the group. I mean, it didn't really change the group, but it really exposed what I think we all knew but really hadn't seen. Pride always gives off this air of, oh, we've got each other's backs, but we know that really isn't the case. This is a group of people that were all greedy, and they're now locked into this horrible situation because their greed led them there. And now they're, at any given time, they are ready to turn on one another. There's really no true friendships in this group. There might have been to begin with, but I think it probably, any hope of that completely disintegrated with the death of the Hernandezes. Sorry, I don't want to keep calling them Gonzalez. My apologies. This episode brought out more than ever just the tiny, silkiest little like spider web of a thread that's holding this group together. And with the whole idea of Victor dying, which isn't necessarily a bad thing because, as was brought up by several of them, Victor's not a friendly guy, but because he has the knowledge, the technical know-how that is required, he's considered more important than other members of the group. And just seeing how his death affected it, you know, seeing how the group fell apart, you know, we saw with the, you know, with Alex's parents, with the Wilder showing up, you know, Papa Wilder had that gun locked and glocked, ready to go. Like, he was ready to kill everybody up in there if he had to. You know, he's really getting tired of Pride. This is the first time I think I've really seen Mama Wilder really act like she just was remorseful. And at first, I don't think she was, because she was kind of like, woohoo, thank God it ain't me. But I think when she really heard, you know, Janet's pleas about, like, this is my son, I was protecting my child, which one of you wouldn't have done this? Why do I have to die for protecting my son? I think it's the first time we really saw, you know, Mama Wilder really kind of feel like, ooh, crap, you know, I probably would have, we all would have done. Like, let's face it, we know all the people in that room would have killed to protect their children. So the fact that they tried to make Janet feel guilty about that, and also when she brought up the fact that, like, you know, you guys have all benefited from what Jonah gave you. I got this psychotic jerk that I had to put up with, who I would have left years ago, but I've had to stick it out because of this situation. And you guys just want to sit there and mock me because you think I'm just the housewife. And I'm glad she got to say, you know, say her piece to Tina, like, don't think you're better than me because you went and created an empire and worked and still had children. I mean, clearly Tina was not that successful either, because even though she has a successful career, both her kids basically hated her and her husband was having an affair. So, you know, no one's perfect in this situation, but it was just very interesting to watch the group just turn on each other and have all this dirt that's been obviously marinating for 15 years kind of bubble close to the surface. It didn't all come out. It would have been very juicy to watch more of it come out, but I feel like it's going to continue like this. Not surprising that Tina was the one who called Jonah. She is just, I don't know, she's unnaturally invested in this group, and I don't know what it is. Maybe she feels like this is what she has to do now because she lost Amy, or maybe she just really is genuinely evil. But then when you think that, then you see her reaction to Robert wanting to sacrifice himself in the place of Janet. It's interesting because I mean, I'm not surprised Robert did it, and I don't think it's because he had this overwhelming love for Janet. But I think Robert's just over it. I think he's one of those people who's over being married to this cold, psychotic witch. I think he's over being part of Pride and seeing people die every week. I think he's over seeing the chasm that he has to keep between him and his daughter because of these lies. And I think he pretty much thought, you know what, if I get to die, if death is the only way out of here, at least I can do it, kind of go out like a hero and just not deal with it anymore. But we saw Tina was not about that. You know, I think, and that's the thing, you know, maybe Tina didn't necessarily save Robert out of love. She may have done it more out of a sense of, you know, I'm not going to let you die for another woman because it makes me look pretty awful. It makes us all look pretty bad. I think that might have been a little bit more maybe for you know, a little bit of not being able to live with the fact that her husband sacrificed himself for anybody but her. I guess the only other thing, kind of tiny little thing we tied in there, the whole, I don't know, the drama between Alex and Nico was kind of meh to me because it was over the top. I mean, I'm glad it really facilitated the flashback for Amy and getting the story information we needed, but Nico getting mad at Alex for keeping that was really over the top and unnecessary. But anyways, I just feel like it was manufactured teen drama. We didn't really need that whole exchange to be as dramatic as it was, but I'm glad that they resolved it all in this episode. And then finally, Molly, still kind of at the back end of everything, but I love the fact that at least with her going to see this relative or this friend of the family, we're gonna get some more secrets that the Hernandezes were keeping. They were prepared so that if they didn't come out of this, you know, something would happen. I'm very interested to see what's on this tape. I love that Molly did not know what a tape was. Just a shout out to how old some of us, for any of y'all that were born before 1990, who know what a VHS tape is. You know we all felt a little hit in our gut when she was like, what's this? It's like, oh God. But anyways, I am very interested to see what's on there. It has to be some kind of evidence against Pride. And again, we still don't know, at least I don't know, what the Hernandez's job was in the group for Pride. Because I mean, whatever it was, they felt was expendable enough to kill them. But I don't know, I need to know what's on that tape. That's all there is to it. I need to know what's on that tape. And I also need to know who caught Amy. Those are two great cliffhangers to end this episode on, especially since we're probably not getting another episode until after the new year. So anyways, I love that episode as usual, guys. What did you think of this one? Who do you think caught Amy? Right? This is a great episode of Who Done It. Who do you think actually caught Amy? Who do you think was onto her? And who do you think might have maybe forced her to take some pills? And also, how do you feel about Chase? Do you think it was right to destroy that evidence, that maybe they're going about it all the wrong way with trying to expose the Pride the way that they've been planning all this time? And also, what is on that tape? What do you think Molly's gonna watch on that VHS tape, which God knows where she's even gonna find something to play that sucker. But if and when she does, what do you think we're gonna have Molly see? And do you think it's gonna be something that's gonna give her enough evidence to head on a bus back home? Please guys, leave your comments below. You know I love all the great information you've been giving me and keeping that conversation going. If you like this video, guys, please go ahead and click that like button. If you wanna see more from this geeky face, please click subscribe. Until next time, see ya.